Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is Charan. In this video I will show you using drop down list control how to display such records into a grid view control. And here we got the final results. I am selecting the employee name Chetrika. See, here we got the Chetrika details. Suppose if I am selecting the Vamsi, Charan. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. In this ASPX source code contains a simple HTML5 code with some header tags of HTML, H1, H2 and a horizontal line. After the horizontal line, I am adding a drop down list control and a grid view control. Go to toolbox, drop down list control. I am adding div tag. Now in this div tag I am adding a grid view control. Go to toolbox. I am expanding the data folder. It's a grid view control. After adding the controls, now the next step is I want to bind data into this drop down list control using SQL data source. Go to design mode. And notice there is a small button on the drop down list control which is a drop down list task. Click that one, choose data source. I'm selecting a data source, SQL database. I'm not changing the ID of the data source. Click OK. New connection. I'm adding my server name. After adding server name, I'm selecting the database name. Sample DB is my user database. Test connection. OK. OK. Next. I'm selecting the table. For this video tutorial, I'm selecting the employee, which contains the 4 columns: ID, name, email and salary. But I want to bind the name in the drop down list control. Next, test query, finish. Click OK. And one important thing is we need to add the property enable auto post back. After that, let's check the output on the browser. Column is binded to this drop down list control or not. Google Chrome. And here we got the output. Notice the column is binded to the drop down list control. Now my next step is when a user select any of these employee name, I want to get of that particular employee details into a grid view control. Let's switch back to the coding part. We'll finish the rest of the code. Stop debugging. Double click the drop down list control and here we got the drop down list selected index changer. Now before writing the coding part, let's add the SQL server namespaces using system.data using system.data.sql client using system.configuration. After adding these 3 namespaces, now in the drop down list selected index event, string main con is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings between double quotes, and here the connection string name is already stored in the web.config file when we are binding the drop down list control, which is the web.config file, sample db connections. Copy this one and pasting here dot connection string SQL connection. I'm creating an object for this SQL connection, new SQL connection, which takes a parameter of this main con variable. After that, string SQL query. SQL query is the select statement. Select start from the table name is the dvo dot employee table. Source employee table, this one, where the column name is a name is equals to, I'm adding single quotes plus plus double quotes, now between this plus plus the object I'm adding the drop down list control ID, drop down list dot selected item dot text, SQL connection dot open method, SQL command, SQL com is equals to new SQL command. I'm created an object for the SQL command which takes two parameters. One is the SQL query, the command text, and the second one is the SQL connection object, which is the SQL con. SQL data adapter SDA is equals to new SQL data adapter, which takes the parameter of SQL command object. Data table dt is equals to new data table SDA dot fill method. I'm filling the SDA into data table. After that, I'm adding the data source and data bind method of the Gridview control. Gridview 1 dot data source dt, and the source is coming from the data table. Gridview 1 dot data bind method. The last one, I'm closing the connection string dot close method. That's it. Let's check the results on the browser. Google Chrome, and here we got the final results. I'm selecting the employee name Chetrika. See, here we got the Chetrika details. Suppose if I'm selecting the Vamsi, Charan, that's it.